Hi, hello, I'm Joyce of the Highland Park Senior Producers, and our guest today is Amy Amdur. She's the president of the Amdur Productions, and she's does all the art. They're called festivals now, right? And this is going to be August 24th and August 25th for 2 days. It's changed a little. And she's going to tell you all about it. She's been doing it for 36 years. She was a baby when she started in the crib. Not quite, but not too far off, right? And she's doing 30-some shows this year. She's even done 40-some at different suburbs and in Indiana and Wisconsin and Illinois. And I don't know how she does it, but she does it, and she's just, loves what she does, so that's why. And she's going to tell you all about the art show and also about what Highland Park, what they're going to be doing for the 150th anniversary. Welcome, Amy. Do you want to talk first about the anniversary, or?
Well, sure. So thanks for having me here.
Oh, it's the 7th year in a row.
I know. Well, this is a big year for Highland Park. This is the 150th birthday of the city of Highland Park. I've been involved with some of the planning for the special events for the 150th, the sesquicentennial is what it's called. Oh. And, recently we had the big bash at the 4th of July.
Oh, correct.
And then I was thinking, what else can I create to celebrate this milestone for Highland Park?
Oh, yeah.
And so I came up with the idea of having a 150th anniversary poster contest. And this is open to current and past residents of Highland Park. And we have all different age groups. We have children, teens, and adult divisions. And we are asking people, if they're interested, to create a poster that is inspired by their feelings for Highland Park. It can be a photograph, it can be a collage, it can be a painting, mixed media, anything that people want. And then to send it in. And we will be displaying all the entries at this year's poster contest at the Port Clinton Art Festival in the poster contest area. So we have full information at the hp150poster.com website. Mm-hmm. And if anybody has questions, I'm also happy to answer those questions by phone. They can call me at my office, 847-926-4300. And we're really excited to be able to host this very special contest.
Oh, right, yeah. And you're going to have 260 artists this year, correct?
That's right. Every year we have 260 artists.
The same amount always?
It's always the same.
Oh.
Well, that's how many artists we can fit in the footprint.
Oh, right.
And, but you may find it interesting that when we started 36 years ago, we only had 40 artists.
Oh, really? So
the very first year was 40 artists right in that plaza area.
Oh, yeah. By the train too, probably, or
not by the train, right by where the fountain.
Oh, right,
near where Walker Brothers is.
Oh, I see.
So over the years, the festival grew slowly. So in 36 years, it's grown to this number, and we stopped it there. And in order for artists to get in, they have to apply. And this is called a juried show, and they apply with 4 images of their work.
Oh.
And 1 of what their display would look like.
Oh.
And then in January, a group of art professionals reviews all the submissions. And everybody is scored, and only the top scoring artists are invited to come into the show.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting.
Yeah. So that's called a juried art show. And Port Clinton is one of the leading juried art shows in the entire country.
It's my favorite. I know. I really love to go to that one. I hate to miss it. Yeah. And they come from all over, the artists, not necessarily anywhere in the country. Just in this country, is it? Or Canada, probably?
We have people from other countries as well.
Oh, okay.
But the majority are from the United States, from coast to coast. And we have 3 artists this year from Highland Park.
Oh.
So that's really exciting. We have Howard Tater, who is a Highland Park resident, and he's a photographer.
Oh, I like
And
black and white. Is it black and white?
He's going to be showing a brand new body of work, black and whites, that I haven't seen yet, but I hear are amazing.
This is his first year?
No, he's done the show in different years. And he's going to
okay.
be on 2nd Street, kind of at the Michaels end of the street.
Oh, down there, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Mark Hirsch. And Mark has done the show, I think, now 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
What makes Mark's work really interesting is he'll take old historical photos that are in the public domain, and he will go to that very same spot at the very same time of the day when the light and the shadows are the same, and he'll photograph it again in modern times.
Really?
And then he has a way of blending the old and the new photograph, so it becomes one piece with both the old and the new image
Oh, that's very
combined.
interesting, isn't it?
It's so interesting, and it really gives you a kind of context, a historical context for what was happening, maybe 100 years ago, and then where we are today. And it's really interesting to see all the changes.
He's probably the only one that does that, right? Pretty much.
Well, there are a few people who do it, but Mark does it in a very special way, and we're proud to have him. And he's a Highland Park resident. So that's
so
really,
that makes it a double whammy.
it's
right?
great. And then we have someone from Highland Park, Ryan Rossler. He is a photographer, and he will be doing the show for the first time.
Oh.
And so that's a third Highland Park resident.
Oh, yeah.
So in addition, we have artists really from near and far, from the suburbs of Chicago, and then I think almost every state is represented. I'm not sure about Alaska this year, but there have been other years that we've had artists from Alaska and Hawaii.
Really?
So you'll get a real interesting opportunity to see all kinds of art, paintings and photographs, sculpture and jewelry and wearables, functional pieces, glass and wood. It's just a real big kind of overview of what's happening in art today. And art is always changing.
Oh, yeah. You're an artist yourself.
I am. I started painting when I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
At what preceded the Art Center. It used to be called North Shore Fine Arts Center. And but that was in Highland Park. So my art career began here in Highland Park.
Do you specialize in a particular kind of art? Or?
I paint, and I also am a photographer.
But
I my art training really covers everything.
Yeah, but you don't show, right?
No, because I am too busy.
Yeah, you're in charge. I mean, how much can you do? My God.
And what people may or may not know is that running a big show is nonstop. And when we're running a show like Port Clinton, we're easily putting on 20 miles a day. We're easily walking 20 miles.
Really?
Because from 5 a.m. until the show closes, we never stop moving.
Oh, really? Because you have to, and at night you have to lock it up or tent it or whatever, put it in tent.
We close it up.
Yeah.
We do. We secure it for the evening.
Uh-huh.
So in addition to the 260 adult artists, we have a youth division. And that's one of the ways that I got started. I was in my first art show in Highland Park when I was 5 years old.
Oh.
So I like to give other kids an opportunity to dip their toe in and see if they like it. And we've had kids who've started out in the youth division who have ended up in our adult division.
Oh, really? I know some girls, she sells out everything, I guess, a child. Yeah. High school maybe now, I don't know.
So,
something like that.
Yeah, so the youth division is really special, and we'll have about a dozen kids from the area who are going to be showing, and it's really fun to see their work, paintings, photographs.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they come up with crazy things. I saw one year one of the kids took old records, and he found a way to melt them and turn them into bowls. I mean,
really?
Yeah,
I
really.
have old records still. I sell them sometimes.
Oh,
yeah. 78s, yeah.
So we see everything. And something special this year is that we are teaming up with Bright Pink. And Bright Pink is, you may or may not know, but they're a nonprofit, and they are all about advancing knowledge in breast and ovarian health. And so what is happening at the show is artists who have one of these pink ribbons on a piece of art in their booth are agreeing to give 10% of the sale of that piece to Bright Pink.
Oh, isn't that nice?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And then Bright Pink, we also accept donations when you come to Port Clinton Art Festival, and a portion of those proceeds also goes to Bright Pink.
Oh.
And, this is a cause that's, I think, near and dear to many people. So we're really happy to be working with Bright Pink this year.
Oh, yeah, that's something new now, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, there are a lot of good causes, and this year it's Bright Pink. Last year was, we were working with the autism.
Oh.
Autism Speaks. So we try and find a really important cause, and there's so many, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, a friend of mine has a son, he's 25 now, and he has a great job at a university. He drives and everything, and he's had that since he was a child, but they're so proud of him.
That sounds great.
Yeah, his mother does a lot of work for that, too.
So in addition to we have the adult artists, we have the youth artists, we also have food. Because
I was gonna ask
people
you.
come to an art show and they get hungry. So in the festival footprint, there are some really great restaurants. We can think about, there's Walker Brothers, and there's Blaze Pizza, and then we can think there's Belo's, and there's Backyard Grill, and there's Michael's, and we just keep thinking about so many. I'm not even
Ribs,
listing them all.
with ribs, too. I
Real
know.
Urban Barbecue. So there are places to go if you want to go inside and sit down.
Oh.
But a lot of people like a quick bite on the street
Oh, sure.
while they're listening to music. And we will have live music continuously throughout the festival.
And this year it's going to be just for 2 days, correct?
Right. This year the festival is Saturday and Sunday, and it's August 24th and Sunday, August 25th. We'll open at 10 o'clock every morning, and we're going to go until 6 o'clock each night.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're bringing the festival back to 2 days because that's how it was initially.
Oh.
It was for so many years. And we really want to keep the focus on the art and the food and the music. We want to do it in the 2-day footprint, which is more traditional.
Oh, there's going to be music, too?
Yeah, sure. And that's going to be the footprint. So that's one thing that people should know, is that we're starting Saturday morning at 10.
Yeah, because it
And
used
Friday
to be
night-
Friday night.
It used to be Friday night. We tried it for a while, but there's so much going on. There's Ravinia, and there are other communities are having things at night. And we don't want people to have to pick between things. So,
yeah, especially because of the anniversary and everything.
right. So go enjoy all the things that there are on Friday night, and then come to the art festival Saturday or Sunday or both
Or
days.
both. I usually go both.
Yeah. Well, some people like to go on Saturday for a look around.
Yeah, that's what I do. You go the last minute, you get a good deal.
And then on Sunday,
No, I shouldn't say
that's
that.
that's when they decide to buy.
Yeah.
So some of our restaurants include Backyard Grill, who I just mentioned. So
yeah.
you could go into the restaurant, or you could get something right there. And there's also Casa de Isaac, who
Oh, yeah.
they're so good. Michael's, everyone's favorite. We have Ravinia Brewing Company. We have Judy's Pizza. We have Popcorn Jester.
Whose pizza?
Judy's.
Oh, is
They're
that
from Highland
something
Park.
new? Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, and more. That's
Oh,
just kind
sure,
of, so
sure.
all kinds of food.
Uh-huh.
And I think we were just looking at the poster a second ago. So,
Oh,
the
yeah.
poster
Oh,
is a big
yeah.
deal. Every year, we really try to come up with a stunning poster. And what we're debuting
Yeah.
here on your show,
So
Joyce,
colorful.
is the brand new poster for this year. And this is by one of the
There
artists
it
in the
is.
show. And this is it's originally a pastel piece. You can maybe see that when you look at the birds and see they're kind of soft. And his name is Scott Olson. And I really was
Oh.
captivated by this image
Oh,
because
yeah, it's really different.
it just shows like each bird, they're all together, but each bird is unique. And I think it's a really great metaphor for people and for life. And they're all on the line, and they're all getting along.
Oh.
And I think this is just a great message right now. So that's the poster, and you'll start seeing them up in store windows. And we're also going to mail one to every resident in Highland Park,
Oh,
kind of
really?
a smaller one.
Oh,
So
oh,
watch your mail, too.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of mail, boy.
It's a lot of mail. But it's a good way to reach people.
Oh, yeah.
So then other things that are happening is we encourage kids to come to the festival. So a lot of times parents wonder, should I bring my kids? Absolutely.
They bring their dogs, I know.
Well, dogs, I say if it's not too hot, you can bring your dogs.
Oh, okay.
If it's hot, think about how hot the pavement is,
yeah.
for the dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But for kids, in addition to seeing the other youth artists, we're going to have an art area where they'll be able to make things.
Oh.
And we're just cooking up the projects right now, but there'll be all kinds of things that kids can do in our art tents. And so that's fun. And then we also have, we're bringing back a perennial favorite, which is called Art Fest Bingo.
Oh.
And so it's an actual bingo card, but
Really?
instead of having numbers, they have to find a painting of a sunset
Oh.
or a photograph of a tree.
Really?
And this will keep the kids engaged, and when the kids are happy, the parents are happy.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it also helps kids relate to the art, and they're actively looking instead of just feeling like they're being dragged along.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a few other tips. If you're bringing your children or your grandchildren, perhaps, come earlier in the day when it's less crowded.
Oh.
Apply sunscreen at home so you don't have to be worried about getting sunburn.
Yeah.
Bring some water and take breaks. It doesn't have to wear you out to come to a festival.
If
but
not, you could always get water there.
you can always get water there. And, you can, if you want, you can think about you're getting your steps in. A lot of people are counting steps. So Art Festival is a great way to get your steps in.
Oh,
You don't have to be walking 20 miles a day like me. You can just, walk the festival footprint.
Are you serious?
And where the festival is, just in case some new people might be listening,
right.
it's on Central Avenue, the main east-west street in town, and we go from Green Bay Road to the railroad tracks.
Oh.
And then we're on First Street, which is the first street from the railroad tracks. We go from Laurel up to near Once Upon a Bagel.
Oh.
And on 2nd Street, we go from Laurel to Michael's.
Oh, so it's a big area.
It's a big area, but there'll be chairs and in different locations, so you can always stop and rest.
And then there's tables to sit and eat if you want, right?
Right, and so that food and music area will be in the block closest to Green Bay Road. So we're going to put the stage there this year.
Oh.
And that is because a lot of people said it would be nice if all the Art Festival streets connected.
Oh.
So we're just going to slide that over one, and so you'll be able to walk the Art Festival
yeah,
and then
that's
also enjoy
good.
the music.
Uh-huh.
So that's another little change this year.
Yeah.
So bring the children, bring the grandchildren, and it can be a fun event for them. Now, some other tips. If you are thinking about buying a piece of art, you might want to think about, if you have a spot that you know that you want the art in, you might want to take a photograph.
Oh. Oh.
With a phone, it's so easy now. Just photograph the area, whether it's over the sofa or a spot in your bedroom, or maybe it's for your office. And then when you are looking at that piece of art, you can show that location shot to the artist, and they might be able to help find just the right thing for you.
Oh, okay. Also, probably to take some measurements with you, too.
Taking some measurements, knowing I have 4 feet by 3 feet, or whatever the dimensions are, that could be really helpful, too. Now, let's say you find an artist that you love, but the piece isn't exactly right. It's not the right size. You can do something called commissioning.
Oh.
And when you commission art, what you're doing is you're asking that artist to do a piece for you to your dimensions.
Oh.
So maybe you have a need for a really long piece, like over a really big sofa or something. So that you could ask them to do it, and it doesn't cost more, and the artists love taking on these special assignments. So that's called commissioning.
Oh, okay. And then if you want it framed, they're framed, aren't they?
Most of the artists frame their work. But if not, we have some great framers in Highland Park that you can go to.
Yeah, mine go all over the floor because I don't get.
So if you buy art that's
frames.
not framed, I encourage you to get it framed, because a lot of
it's much easier to hang it. Yeah.
And some of the artists who are selling the really big paintings, they will actually come to your house either after the festival over the weekend or on Monday after the festival and hang it for you.
Oh, really? That's a plus.
Yeah, that's a nice thing that a lot of people don't know.
No, they don't.
But I've done that
what
myself
if you don't like
many
it
times.
when you get it home?
Well, what you can do is you can, if it's a large piece, of substantial piece, oftentimes you can say to the artist, I really like this, I'm not sure if it's going to fit.
Oh,
and then the artist might come to your home with their van, with all their art, and I've done this.
Oh.
There's an artist named David Gordon who's in our shows who does this Portland art show, and he's done that, and we've tried a few pieces until we found just the right one.
Oh, yeah, like a design or interior design.
Yeah. And in fact, artists really love this. There's another artist named Matthew Mays. He'll be in the show this year. He creates these huge paintings, and he loves going into people's homes to find just the right piece. For
good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real personal care.
Yeah, and they have a real eye. They have a great eye in knowing
sure.
what's going to be the right thing.
Yeah, like interior decorators.
Exactly. Yeah, and a lot of times we do have interior designers come to the show to help find just the right thing for their client.
Oh, that's true, because they would know what would look good
Exactly.
there.
But Joyce, one thing that we hear often is people say, I don't have any more wall space.
Oh, right.
So then I say, well, think about your outdoors. And I've started doing this myself. I now have sculpture outside in front of my house and in my backyard.
Oh.
So art doesn't have to be just in the house.
That's true.
And art can be worn. And we have a few really amazing fashion designers and fashion makers who are going to be in the show.
Oh.
So hand-painted silk clothing can be worn.
Oh, yeah, the clothing's really
so whether
usually
whether it's a
individually
shawl,
made, right?
Right, or a coat, or we even have someone coming in who does hand-painted, handmade shoes.
Really?
They're going to be right near Dairy Queen, so go look on Central Avenue for the shoe artist.
Central, right.
So, so you can really be head to toe. We have people doing hats. So you can get a hat, you can get an outfit, you can get your jewelry, and you can get your shoes, and you can be just walking in art.
Like a model.
Just like a model.
Walk around. Advertising.
Yeah.
Right.
So the festival's come a long way in 36 years.
Oh, yeah.
When it started 36 years ago, Port Clinton had just been opened.
Really?
That development where Walker Brothers is right now. And I was sitting at a table. I was working for my dad, Steve Amder, and Rick and Monty Struzner was there, and Paul Kokas. They were the team that did that Port Clinton project. And I said, what are we going to do to open? And they said, you handle it. So that first summer, 36 years ago, I created a whole summer's worth of activities. Music in the plaza, food in the plaza. I actually called it Taste of Port Clinton. And then I created an art show with 40 artists, juried from the beginning, with the help of my mom's friend, Rita Price, who told me how to create a juried show, because she had done some. And Rita's now living in Deerfield. And it's been juried for 36 years. And over time, it's grown. The reputation, it's an award-winning show nationally now, considered one of the top shows in the country.
I'm sure it is, if not the top.
Yeah. And what I think the other thing, Joyce, that makes it special is that the artists have to be there. So you're not, I love galleries, but what's different about this is like opening night at a gallery with every artist present.
Yeah, they sit there. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And you can find out what they were thinking, what inspired them, their background. And more, we're seeing really interesting techniques now that never existed. Because, 36 years ago, we didn't have digital photography. It was all film.
Yeah, I
so
like
now
photography.
Photography has changed, and a lot of the...
Do you have a lot of new people, or no?
We do. Yeah, we have, I would say, at least a third, 40% of the show is new.
You're kidding. Oh,
the show's never the same 2 years in a row.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So you'll see some people who have been in the show for a long time, and you'll see some people who are brand new.
Well, that's good. Yeah. And so it's successful for the people, or they wouldn't be coming all the time.
Well, they hope so. So I want to remind you and everybody that all the art is available for sale. And it's all different prices. So if you're looking to get a gift or a small piece for yourself under $100, you'll find it.
Oh, really?
And art's a great gift, by the way, for someone moving into a new home.
Yeah, it's something unusual, not like the usual gift.
And this year we have something called art. What is it called? Art Bucks. And it's just like a
bingo or something.
No, this is so if you want to give someone like a gift certificate to buy art, you can do that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So let's say someone just moved into a new house, and you want to give them a piece of art, but you don't know their taste. You could get them one of these art bucks for $100 or whatever amount you want. And then they come to the show and find the right thing.
I ordered something and they made it to order and they mailed it to me.
That's great.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, it came right away, and she's still there. She was there last year, the artist.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, there'll be pieces of art in the mid-price range, in the hundreds. And then there is always the top art at the show, that's going to be over $1,000 up to many thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah. I know somebody, he died now, but he never wanted to sell his stuff. He priced it so high. I don't know why. He just wanted to show it. He refused to sell it. I don't know why.
That's interesting. Well, most artists want to sell, I guarantee you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why they do this. In the life of an artist, they're in the studio making their art.
Oh,
when they do the shows, they it's very physical being at the show in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Packing up and packing
it's
and
a lot.
Going on to another place. And
it's a lot. It is a lot.
Oh.
So the festival is August 24th and 25th. It's a great way to end the summer.
Oh, right. A week before Labor Day, right?
Exactly. And it's, again, from 10 to 6 each day. We've got the adult artists, we've got the youth artists, we've got hands-on art projects for kids.
Oh, right.
We've got great food. We've got...
Does the food stop too then?
It's 6, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then we've got live music. And
that French singer, is he there again?
We're waiting to hear back from him.
Oh, yeah, I've had him on TV.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear back. But we have some really great musicians.
Yeah, because he travels.
And all the details on the music and the food and the artists. And if you want to preview the artists, we already have their images up on our website.
Oh, great.
So just go to amderproductions.com and you can see everything.
Yeah, well, this has really been great. You've been so informative about everything.
Joyce.
I don't think you missed anything.
It's always nice talking with you.
Yeah, thank you. We have a few minutes yet, so we could talk about some other things. I mean, this is your biggest art show here? I mean, or do you...
The other big one we do is the Gold Coast Art Fair.
Oh, yeah, I used
Grant
to
Park.
live in Chicago, so...
So that's a big one. And that takes up all of Butler Field, an entire square, that whole park area.
Oh.
So that's a big one. And then we do a show in Milwaukee in the historic Third Ward called Third Ward Art Festival. We do that. We do one at the Glentown Center.
Yeah, in Glenview, right?
In Glenview. We just
Glencoe, too?
Glencoe. We just, this past weekend, we were in Whitefish Bay. We launched a new show there.
In Wisconsin, right?
It is. It's right north of, just north of Milwaukee.
Oh.
And we added a show in Valparaiso.
Indiana.
In Indiana. And then, for the most part, this coming weekend at the time of taping, we are going to be at Pioneer Court.
Right down on Michigan Avenue.
On Michigan Avenue.
Oh, that's a good place. You'll get a lot of people there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Visitors, too.
Yeah.
So many visitors.
A few weeks ago, we did one called the Millennium Art Festival right off Michigan Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
And
my relatives in California were going to Millennium Park to see it. They didn't live here then,
We're really excited to launch a new show end of September in Andersonville.
Oh, yeah, my mother had a furniture store there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you cover all of our spots.
Yeah.
And we've got Lincolnshire, and our full lineup is on our website as well.
Oh, good.
And some of the shows are smaller, and some are bigger.
Yeah, and did you give your email? They show it at the beginning.
So if anyone wants to go to our website, it's amderproductions with an S.com.
Okay, so then they could find out everything just about.
And you can preview the show.
Okay.
With all the images of the artists who are in the shows, and that's for all the shows that we do.
Oh.
So it's kind of an interesting niche. We are a Highland Park-based business. I live in Highland Park.
Yeah. When do you start the shows? What month?
We start in May.
Oh, do you? I know you do something with the Art Center in June
we did,
or July. June.
Exactly. In June, we did a show that benefited the Art
Center.
And
it was more art than jewelry. I like that better.
Absolutely.
Even. Yeah,
I thought it was just amazing this year.
Yeah,
and that
it
show,
was.
100% of the money collected at the gates goes to the Art Center.
Oh.
And then we...
Oh, that's good. Yeah, James is one of my mentors.
Yeah. And we just do that. We contribute our time, and we underwrite the event, because having an art center in Highland Park is so important.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, why go all the way to Chicago? Okay, I want to thank you so much
for
telling us, and
thank you.
Look forward to next year,
all
people say, God willing.
Well, and I look forward to seeing you at the festival this year.
Okay,
August 24th
you
and
will.
25th.
You will.